Hey guys, what's going on? A Button Games here. This is NHL 16 Hockey Ultimate Team. Haven't really got to upload too much gameplay because I'm limited to the 15 minutes for right now on the PS4. I don't have a fancy capture thing or anything. Maybe I'll eventually get one in the future depending on how everything goes. But yeah, so I just played a couple games. As you can see, I mean, I'm not that good. I was pretty good in NHL 15. Right now I'm 13-3-1, so I've been playing pretty good. I got shafted in a couple games with some pretty terrible lag, or just the game just doesn't want you to win. Nothing goes your way. They get really lucky, shitty goals from nowhere that don't make any sense. But this is a quick little rundown of my team. It's nothing special at all. I have Yakupov. He's probably my best player, and I threw a captain card on him. He's pretty good. So if you're just starting off, he's about between 3,000 and 4,500, depending on when you can find him. So you can get a pretty good steal on him sometimes. I think I actually bought him for 2,000. I got him for a pretty big steal, doing the little auction house trick where you kind of go to the 59th minute and you wait for people to post them really cheap, and you can get a lot of steals by doing stuff like that. Sorry about that noise in the background. My fiance is just making some dinner there, so yeah, it'll be there for a minute or two. My goalie's fatigued. I just lost the last game I played, and I got Hiller. Brodin is by far my best defenseman. He's just an absolute beast out there. He's so fast for a defenseman. So that's basically that. Couturier, like I said, my team's nothing special. Camilleri is apparently hurt. Not really sure what happened there, but let's keep an eye on that. I kind of just wanted to go for speed for starting because the thing is with this game, if you haven't played it or if you've heard bad reviews about it, it is so much slower than NHL 15. So much slower. So it takes a lot to get used to, but I will tell you it's really fun, and scoring is really rewarding because there's not just one cheese zone where you could just go in and shoot it and score every single time. It doesn't happen. Breakaways are actually kind of tough to score on sometimes. I mean, if you get a clear breakaway, sometimes you only have to deke, you just skate really fast and roof it or something. The goalie can't react fast enough, which I still think is kind of stupid. But as far as the actual gameplay goes, it forces you to be more team-oriented because you have to pass. Passing is really difficult, maybe a little too difficult, especially in your defensive end. If the other player is playing a good forecheck, you can almost never even touch the puck because the poke checks are a little bit ridiculous in this game. They're good in real life, so I mean, you got to give it to that. The problem is that I like how good the poke checks are because it prevents people from being able to just skate with one guy through your whole team. It forces them to pass, which is great. I'm so glad they did that because now you can't just boost one or two guys to 99 and just crush everybody because you basically have to pass because the poke checks are so overpowered. The problem with that is, like I said, on the forecheck, because forechecks are a little bit ridiculous in this game, it's really hard to get the puck out of your zone sometimes. They got a really fast player because he can just get it from behind every time. They'll lift the stick, you can kind of get him from behind a little bit unrealistically. The stupid pinning people to the boards that the computer likes to do all the time. They can get you at no angle and then suck you into the boards, and then it's so easy to take the puck away. So it's alright. It makes offense a little bit harder to sustain, but I mean, I haven't had too much trouble. I usually get about 40 to 45 shots a game, but that's only because this is Division 8 and people don't really know how to play defense. Haven't really run into the skill zone too much, which is, if you guys don't know what that is, that's just kind of where people take one player and just skate them and park them right in front of the net to block, you know, the cross creases or the shots in the point. It's not as effective, I guess, in this game because the defense is already really good at blocking the passes, and the point shots are actually really good in this game. The goalies don't handle rebounds too well. There's a lot of lucky goals, a lot of really shitty bounces, so my suggestion is if you're having a hard time scoring, try and rip some clappers from the point because I've scored a lot of goals like that. I think Brodin has the most goals on my team, maybe next to Yakupov, but I think Brodin's got like 15 goals and Yakupov has 11. The shots on the point are just really good. The shots on the point right off the draw are also really good. If you can get a clean draw and get a clear shot to the upper corner, you're most likely either going to hit the post, the goalie's going to make just a stupid save, or it's going to go in. I've scored a lot. Now, the point to this video is just a little trick here, some little tips and tricks if you guys are having a hard time making some money. I don't have that much, only 7,200, but, you know, not a bad amount. I could buy a pretty decent player for that. So for those of you that don't know how to make money, there are two really, really good ways to make money. Right now, because the game just came out, a good strategy if you're just getting started would be to go to the store if it ever wants to let me open it. and to buy the bronze packs. Buy the bronze packs for 600. Just about everything you get in there you can sell for at least 50. Most things you could sell for 100. Because there's 12 items in there, you guys can do the math. You could easily double your money. I've had that happen a whole bunch of times. I've bought 3 or 4 bronze packs. You know, it cost me about 2,400, but you get about 6,000 or 7,000 out of it because you can easily double your money. And if you get kind of a lucky rare, like a player that people want, or people are sought after him, or like a gold contract, or a +2 to all skating, or a +2 to all goalie, they'll sell for about 200-300, and the injury ones sell for a lot too. So you can get some pretty good deals here, I think. Haven't really tried out the gold ones yet. I'm glad that these are 7 rare now instead of, I think it was 3 in the old game, but I don't know, don't quote me on that. So we're definitely going to check those out. And the other thing would be the auction house. Now, you can make a lot of money in the auction house. You can make hundreds of thousands of pucks in the auction house, or coins I guess now, really, really easily. It just takes a little bit of know-how, and you kind of have to know your way around the market. You have to know what certain players are valued, and then you kind of want to research, you know, a couple players, see what they're selling at, the most popular players that everyone's buying out, and then you kind of want to just look for those players at the cheapest price and flip them. You know, it seems pretty simple, can be a pain in the ass, depends. I think the best example in NHL 15 would probably be the players that most people bought would be like a Patrick Marleau, or what the hell's his name, Gaborik. A lot of people had Gaborik on their team, and Pat Chiaretti. Those were like some of the 3 most widely used players up until, you know, all the legends and team of the years and stuff came out. So those are the players that people are constantly buying. So if you can get them for a cheap price and put them up on the auction house, you can make a ton of money if you're in the right area. Now, the other strategy for the auction house is if you don't know specific players, if you're kind of new to hockey, what you really want to do is you want to go in here and you want to change the level of gold, because you don't want to try and make money buying and selling bronze or buying and selling silver. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I don't have the time for that, neither do you. And then what you want to do is you want to choose the buy now range to the maximum amount of money that you have. You know, 7,200 for me right now. Unfortunately, the scrolling thing takes 10 years. I can only imagine how long it would take to post like a Crosby or an Ovechkin. 800,000, you'd have to scroll for, you know, half hour. It's a little bit ridiculous. Some of these you could just type in, but maybe I can type it in, maybe because I already started it doesn't let me. So, you know, you want to do 7,200. And then what you want to do is obviously search. And what you want to do is you want to work your way all the way. It takes a really long time, but you want to work your way all the way to the end. That's probably a steal, to be honest with you, right there. I could probably get a lot of money for Montoya. You know, I might actually buy this. This is very interesting. I might buy this. He sold for 6,500 last time. He's pretty good. He's pretty... yeah, you know, I'll leave him there. But what you really want to do is work your way all the way to the 59th minute, 59 seconds. That, where it says time remaining, that's what you want. Because what you'll do is you can get the auctions right when people post them, and people post things really cheap sometimes, and you can buy them up before anyone else even has a chance. It was a really good strategy. I made millions and millions in NHL 15 doing that. And the idea is basically that if someone buys or someone stupidly sells something for really cheap, that happens all the time. You know, people post, you know, not necessarily Crosby, but people post someone like a Carlson or a Chara or a Shea Weber for just like half what their worth is. Then the next person that pulls one that wants to go to sell one, they're going to see that sell price. They're going to think, oh, well, maybe that's what he's worth now. So if they post it at that, you could be right there as soon as they post it, and you could buy it before anyone else does, and you could sell it for what you know it's worth, which could be double, triple, 4 times, and you can make tons of profit that way. And then sometimes, you know, I would get really lucky. I would flip Chara, I would flip Carlson and Shea Weber and Taylor Hall a lot last game. And sometimes what would happen is they would post a Taylor Hall for really cheap, like 10,000, even though he was 40 or 50K, and you'd buy him, and then someone else would see that 10,000 last price sold, and they'd post another one, and you could get 2, 3, 4 of them sometimes really quickly, and you can make, you know, 100, 200,000 pucks. So that's one thing to do. And, you know, it seems to work really well for me. I haven't done it too much yet because I don't have a ton of time. And yeah, so that's the idea there, guys. Like I said, the game is a lot slower. It takes a lot to get used to. You kind of gotta get a feeling for it. my suggestions for right now is just give it a couple games, give it a few divisions, get the hang of it. You'll start winning. If you're good, you're going to start winning. You know, if you feel like, oh my god, I'm so much better than this, but I keep losing, it'll happen. I think I lost 2 out of my first 3 games, 1 in overtime, 1 in regulation. It'll happen. It's a really strange mechanics now. It's really frustrating sometimes because it can make people who aren't that good because the computer defense can be a little bit overpowered, but eventually you learn how to get the computer out of position. Like if they're not going to control the defense and they're going to try and skill zone you, when you come into the zone, if you skate left and right, make little sharp cuts, the computer will get out of position and you're just going to have a wide open shot every time. So that's another little strategy there. Little things to play around with. Learn how the computer kind of works because they're a little bit overpowered, but they're not perfect. They're very far from perfect and they're pretty easy to break sometimes. So that's what I'm going with there. Let's see here, so daily rewards. Oh, and for those of you that didn't know how you get your returning bonus, if you played NHL 15 Hockey Ultimate Team, how you get your returning bonus is you go to the HUT daily rewards and you do check for more rewards. When you hit the check for more rewards, it'll pop up, it'll be like, okay, here's your 10 packs, and they'll pop up in your inventory. So I didn't know about that. I had to figure that out for myself, but you know, eventually we all learn. And as you see, I have 3 unopened packs. I don't have enough time in this video to do it. I'll make another quick one showing that. I actually played someone who was apparently an employee for EA. I didn't know that. He's a really nice guy. I'm not going to put out his tag, though, so you guys don't just go spam him and asking him for stuff. But I played him. I played him really well. I beat him. He's sent me an email on my YouTube channel. He's like, hey, man, awesome game. Thanks for playing. I'm an employee for EA. Check your inbox. So I came back, and he gave me 3 gold premium jumbo packs, which is really cool. Really nice guy. That's pretty awesome. I'm definitely going to open these in a quick video here. Hopefully we get something good, but you never know. Packs are kind of shitty sometimes. Pack luck can go either way. So like I mentioned before, I think, yeah, I just have a ton of bronze stuff in here. This stuff will probably sell either now or maybe on the next post, but you know, you can make a lot of money. I think I started off with about 500 coins, and I'm up to 7,200. So alright guys, until next time, if you guys have any questions, tips, or if need any help or whatever, just hit me up. This is A Button Games, and I'm going to post another video opening those packs, but until next time, see you guys.